Hello everyone and welcome. We have a good one today, round 3 front 9 at the Reckoning on the River, presented by Visit Bainbridge. We have a PGA B tier here, Clay Edwards and
Ryan Monn. This event is sponsored by Prodigy Disc. Let's see who we have playing today, Clay. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure those notifications are on so you never miss a upload from Ace Run Pro. That is the nice trophy one of us will be taking home today.
in the lead here we have yourself, Ryan Monn, who shot a course record 11 under par in round 2.
Close on my tail is Bradley Williams with a 1032 rated round 2. Has gotten 53% birdie rate through 2 rounds. That's pretty good.
I'll say. Tied with him we have Silas Schultz with that same birdie rate.
Tied, they've pretty much shot the same thing.
Yeah.
Lastly, we have a guy I know pretty well. 50% birdie rate through 2 rounds, tied course record with myself at 11 under. As we move into hole 1, par 3, 355 feet. Gotta carry this lake pond thing to be safe. Got OB right there, as you can see. Got OB to the right, OB behind the basket. So just straight fairway mid-range, something that just stops right before this OB line. Gives you a clean putt, probably around the 30-foot mark is the most common putt on this hole.
This is the MPO lead card. Teeing off first, sponsored by Discraft, Bloodstone, Drive Bags, and C1 Disc, Ryan Monn.
What are you throwing here, Rye?
Throwing an Athena here. The wind is pretty similar to yesterday. I would say maybe like 2 miles an hour calmer. So just trying to make a little bit of a correction to everything I did yesterday.
Yeah, we're looking at a slight left to right headwind here, so
right, you're
going to see a lot of players
squash. Bradley Williams
throwing a little bit more of a stable disc, just trying to fight that wind and stay left to the pin.
Bradley is throwing a straight to overstable fairway driver. That's going to end up pretty far left. He's done that. Oh, hits that tree. He's done that for the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, and that's a common miss you see from the players.
Schultz.
Silas throwing that MD5 again, as he has for the first 2 rounds. He's thrown it well. Threw it well yesterday. Let's see if we can do it again. This looks good. Oh,
Catches the limb.
just goes straight through it though, and just absolutely places it.
And rounding out the card, sponsored by DGA, Jake Monn.
Jake's throwing a quake here.
Glad to see him back on coverage after Tallahassee as well. You know, 3 rounds of coverage in six rounds is a pretty good stat line.
Yeah, he's been playing really well the last couple weeks.
Never gets Anheuser on that, but kind of drifts off. And it's going to be about 30 feet.
Yeah. Just some guys being dudes.
Yeah, we're talking about who's going to win the Super Bowl. And Jake got it right. I'll tell you that. Brad, is he going to go for this one? Looks like he kind of is. Or was he?
No.
Had a little optical illusion looking putt. Here's myself just outside circle, trying to do a little stepper here. Never really a chance.
Yeah, maybe the water was in your head a bit there.
A little bit for sure. There's also a little headwind.
Jake also from about 25, leaving it short.
That's been his miss recently. He's in the cage. So, I'm sure he'll shake that one off. Silas, 1 stroke closer to me now as we move into hole 2.
Hole 2 is a par 4, 725 feet. Players are going to want to throw something straight off the tee and try to get just past this group of trees here, preferably on the right side of the fairway, to open up the angle into this green, which is through a pretty tight gap over some OB and left down here by this bridge. Ranking as the 5th hardest hole in the course.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of my favorites. A well thoughtful, well thought out design, I would say. Silas ripping a FD.
A lot of hyzer out of the hand.
Yeah, and this thing is kind of smashed. Kind of chill. That OB right there. But no, he will not find that, and that's a perfect shot.
That's exactly where you're wanting to land off the tee.
That's like almost further than you want to land, kind of, for people with lower arm speeds. This is a passion from me. This is kind of how I wanted to throw it.
Yeah. You're going to be a bit farther away than Silas, but right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a great look into the green from there.
Cannot complain at all about that shot.
Brad leaving this little left. And although he did make it past those trees, being on that left side, he'll be a little bit pinched. He's going to have a tighter angle to get through that gap.
Jake throwing a squall here. I like this shot.
So pretty.
A little past mine, so.
He throws that disc so well.
You know, you had to brag about that one to me. That's true. I like Jake throwing the squalls. Just a match made in heaven.
So Bradley pinched off slightly,
shot.
but then puts it right up there in the circle.
Yeah. Myself here throwing nuke. Trying to get a nice fade left and skip.
It's a good angle out of the hand. And you just throw it too far.
I guess so, yeah. Finds OB. I do get the disc back. But yeah, OB. I was kind of confused about that. I thought it was going to be left and be perfect, honestly, but
it was looking great out of your hand.
Mm-hmm. Jake throwing a hellfire here.
Skipping just past that tree, and
that's what you want to see right there. Him and Bradley are very similar distances.
Up to Silas, who is so far down the fairway, he's
got a mid-range in.
Throwing the mid.
He really trusts that thing to skip a lot. Like when he throws that mid, I keep thinking it's not going to skip, but it just does.
Yeah, when you're throwing it as hard as him,
getting as much spin,
the discs fly a little different.
There's my nuke in the water. Kind of sad Conrad had to zoom in on that.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes.
It's always tough to see a fallen soldier.
Mm-hmm. Got it back, though.
That's good.
And it was kind of went out of bounds in a spot where I almost couldn't run it.
How far are you?
Probably 60. Or, yeah, probably around there. But I can't go through these two trees. If I hit the trees, I'm what the kids call cooked.
Yeah. So you're going to be pitching up for your bogey.
Mm-hmm. So Silas, if he makes his putt, he'll have a one-stroke lead already. Not the start I was looking for, I can tell you that for sure.
Bradley with a good birdie there.
Jake also with a good birdie. Silas. Everybody birdie on the card except for myself. That kind of feels bad.
Yeah, losing 2 to everybody on the card. Are you thinking much about that at this point, or?
A little bit, but there's a lot of holes. A lot of birdies left to come, so.
It's true.
It's your time to hit a fairway once, just one time. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Hole 3, par 3, 415 feet. The gap you want to go for is off to the right side of that tree. You want to go around this tree that's also on the right side of your screen currently. Get a nice skip to the left. Leave yourself inside the circle for a putt on this hole. It is the second easiest hole in the course, and that makes sense to me.
Yeah, almost half the field birdieing this. Again, we've kind of got that right to left tailwind, so it's really helping these power hyzer shots get to the basket.
Silas, I think he's going PD2 here, and that's just perfect. You know, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Bradley again going with that wide hyzer.
It's a little too wide for my liking, but let's see if it gets a skip. Yeah, these holes are so Florida-esque, where if you hit the ground, they just get no skip because of the sand, unless you are coming in flatter and lower line. Jake throwing a nuke here.
Yeah, this is a bit more driven and lower.
I like this line. See, boom. That's how you want it. Myself throwing a big Z nuke.
Good angle.
Kind of skipped off Jake's disc right there, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and that'll be easy birdie for you after taking the bogey on 2.
Feels good to get that one back.
Wow, that looked like a weird reaction on the basket.
Definitely was.
Because I mean, that was.
I think it was a little too high. Obviously,
it was so up and down. You know, it wasn't moving left or right towards the basket. It was just dropping straight in, and to see it kind of push out like that was kind of odd.
I would have to agree.
Moving into hole 4, par 3, 380 feet. Basket is straight off the tee, just to the left of this big guardian. These branches hanging out produces a low ceiling, so most players are going to be throwing a fairway driver straight at the pin, just trying to control the height, control the angle, and have it slide right up there.
Silas going back to this mid-range he's been throwing all week on this hole. Trying to see if he can get a 4-through-4 start. A little low. Just inside, or just outside circle. I'm not sure, I didn't see our whisker, I saw the FPO whisker. Jake throwing tsunami here.
A little bit heavy on the hyzer.
Skips to just outside circle 1. If he plays the same way he did in Tallahassee. I'm throwing an Onyx here.
Straight at it.
Everybody's kind of similar distance with the just outside the circle, just inside the circle distance right now. Brad going back to that fairway he's been throwing all week.
Gets this to drift right, and
This is looking pure if it just goes a little bit.
catch an edge, and no, not really any ground play there.
Yeah, you kind of hit more flat than you want to get some ground play, but
Okay,
still is
Jake.
well within his wheelhouse.
Jake from about 38 feet. Such a good putt.
3 birdies in a row to start off after that cage hit on hole 1.
Feeling huge after that one.
Yeah, walking like Roy Kent. Silas, a little low. So this is myself now to tie back for the lead.
And it's in there.
Yeah, good right side catch. I got hyped for that one. Brad. So now we got two 20 unders, two 19 unders.
It's looking real tight.
Interesting battle going on. As we move into hole 5, par 4, 710, drone is flying up this middle gap. There's also a right side hyzer gap. This middle gap, you want to throw a straight fairway driver to around this region right here, and then either a forehand or a backhand into this green that is pretty tightly guarded. OB on the left side with the fences, and OB on the right side with that walking path you can see right there. So definitely a challenging hole. 4th hardest hole on the course.
Yeah, a lot of different ways to play it. It's one of the reasons why it makes it so good. Jake going with his hyzer shot.
Throwing a Hellfire, I believe.
And didn't get the most distance off the tee there, but he's right in the middle.
I'm throwing a nuke. A little straighter than I wanted, as long as it gets back left.
And you get through those trees nicely, and that'll be a good spot.
It leaves a forehand hyzer over the road. Brad up the middle with that halo back road. He's been throwing so well all week.
Catches a late tree, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate. Silas going to throwing a PD. There's a little bit of a headwind on this hole, if I remember. And we're kind of in similar spots. Jake throwing a tsunami.
He's probably 450.
Yeah, probably 400 feet out. I'm just going to smack that tree. That should be a pretty easy routine par, though.
Yeah, which is fine on this hole, really.
Me and Jake talking amongst ourselves, as Brad is going to attempt to get up and down for a birdie here. Looks good, just a little low.
Yeah, it'll be maybe circle 2. Yeah, looks like it.
It's going to be tough, though, with that low ceiling. Silas trying to make sure he doesn't break his hand. Going with a MD5. A lot of flex, needs to sit. No. And just barely stays in bounds right there. It's the railing, not the post, but he is safe either way you play it. So, throwing a forehand nuke here. Try not to mess with any flip up or anything. And I get there to about 30 feet. So, decent shot.
Yeah, it's putting for birdie on this hole. You did something right. You threw 2 really good shots. Jake just pitching up for his par.
Brad for his birdie.
Oh my gosh, huge putt.
Wow. That definitely deserves a run back.
Dealing with the low ceiling too.
That's perfect.
So good.
Silas for his birdie, is he going to get big putted? Or no, I guess we'll find out here in about 7 seconds.
Going to a knee, dealing with that low ceiling. Wow. These guys came to play today.
Oh, yeah.
Massive putt. Back-to-back run backs.
That is pretty crazy. Full extension lays out.
Huge putt.
Yeah, myself here for a birdie. About an inch low.
I mean, after seeing 2 putts like that go in, maybe you just got big putted.
I definitely did. Exactly.
Sometimes it's hard to step up to those in the same fashion. Hole 6 is a par 3, 350 feet with a straight tunnel off the tee over this OB creek. Players are going to look to push something out straight and have the disc fade off to the right. Very late in the flight. Really is a forehand hole. You might see some backhands, but if you got a forehand, I would throw it right here, Rye.
Brad takes your advice. It doesn't think it'll be like round 1, but still in a spot that's going to be tricky to get up and down almost. Silas back to that cloud breaker. What a gap he just hit. And he has a putt for birdie.
Wow.
Definitely fortunate. I was kind of cheesing at the camera there.
Jake going for this backhand, which is very tough to hit.
He's on a backhand rift right there.
Gets the circle's edge. It's well executed.
I'm throwing a forehand force. Never flipped up. And hits that tree. So, it's unfortunate, but Brad. That's where this upshot can get tricky.
Yeah, catching a late tree. Giving himself about 30.
Myself for birdie. Never really a chance. The wind kind of was dropping it. Silas for a 2-stroke lead. Oh no. And the roll.
Oh, man.
Just rolled to like outside circle. Brad for his par.
Great putt.
Jake for his birdie. Only birdie on the card today.
Right in the center. Very confident putt there from Jake.
He's looking locked. 4 down through 6 is pretty good. Silas to stay 4 down through 6.
To clean up his par.
Oh no, and that's going to knot everyone up on this lead card at 20 under.
Yeah, this is kind of reminding me of my favorite game in middle school recess, Foursquare.
Okay,
As we are all tied going into hole 7.
let's go. Hole 7 is a tricky par 4, 670 feet. OB to the right, OB to the left, OB long. Forehand, backhand, roller. We've seen it all, and we're going to see it all again today. You want to land around right here, and either you got the backhand pure shot through this gap, or the backhand spike hyzer that Brad took yesterday. Pick your poison, whichever one you're more comfortable with, whichever one you have more of an option of where your tee shot landed. I believe Jake is throwing a squall here.
Yeah.
That looks too much hyzer. Needs to drop. Barely lands safe. That's
Wow.
I'll tell you what, that one was kind of scary. Brad, that fairway driver again we've seen all week.
Getting some nice turn.
This one also kind of needs to sit. Oh no, that's the first time we've seen anybody go out of bounds over there.
Yeah, just didn't get the turn he was looking for. Out of the hand. I like this play. Throwing that straight forehand.
Kind of lands right there behind that tree. I didn't love it.
We see Silas go to this roller every round so far.
I like this play if you got it. This looks early though.
Little right. And it just stays in bounds.
I would consider himself fortunate for that one.
Yeah, and he actually, being so far right up there off the tee, is in a great spot, looking down the gap for his approach. Bradley here.
Electing to go high with it again. That's a pretty simple, should be a par, maybe even an off chance at the birdie. I'm trying to throw a forehand here and just to get no ante on it. And I'm going towards the FPO basket, which I'm not in that division. So
Yeah, wrong gap there from you, but you might be okay.
yeah, I will have a shot. Jake is just going to go to the sky. Gets through nicely, though.
Where did that end up?
Right about 50 feet away, short of the basket.
Honestly, anything in circle 2 on this hole is good.
Silas going back to that P1. That's a good shot right there. Give a thumbs up to the camera. Here's where I'm at. Pretty rough spot. Happy to go like stall. Backhand Luna shot. Hits a branch. So lands right at 30 feet.
Okay. You've got a putt. And Bradley, after going OB off the tee, this is for his par.
Oh, that's right. I said birdie on the last shot. My fault.
That's okay.
Lengthy putt.
I forgive you. And yeah, Brad will have to card.
The bogeys.
Kind of an unnecessary bogey there. You know, it's really kind of how we talked about in the last round. Oh, what a putt from Silas.
Silas, I guess he watched our last video and was like, these guys say I can't putt. Now he's making all of them.
Let's run it back.
It was weird today. I mean, so far he's been, through the first couple holes, he's been the most bipolar putter ever. You know? Normally Jake has that crown. That's what he called it. That's what he says, not me. And it never dropped. Myself for par. Just inside circle, my least favorite spot.
And that's a good cleanup. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I mean, to me, the birdie on this hole just seems like such a bonus. I think really off the tee, you want to throw a disc that you know is going to stay in bounds and then just kind of go from there. Brad unfortunately leaks OB, and we'll have to take the bogey as Jake and yourself tap in pars, and Silas takes the lone birdie. Hole 8, we have a par 3 at 340 feet. Gonna have to hit this gap off the tee, push something out straight and high, because you have this dogleg left here late. So you're gonna want to throw something slightly overstable that's just gonna fade right into this green.
Definitely a unique hole to this course, I would have to imagine. Very cool hole though.
It's one of those holes, it feels like it's easy, but it's just not.
Yeah, I remember stepping up to this one in practice, being like, oh, it's kind of got to get this one. And as the days went on, it's like, you don't kind of have to get it. It's kind of tough.
Silas.
But you have to get it if the leader is doing that, you kind of have to get it.
That was perfect. Yeah, this hole just really baits you into throwing something a little bit too left.
Jake did not like it out of his hand.
Jake gets a little bit held up there.
I'm throwing a Nuke OS. I kind of like it out of my hand.
A little early?
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah, and that's the common miss you see on this hole.
Mm-hmm. It's like a 90-footer.
Bradley, I think he's throwing that straighter fairway. Looking for some pop-up. Yeah, this is it right here. Oh, man, he catches that.
Still a good shot, though.
Yeah, he catches that late limb.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of unfortunate, but he'll be looking at a birdie still. Oh.
Yeah, I was going for something a little too aggressive there and hit a branch, but luckily I am outside the circle. Jake for a heave. He hates it. Rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, man. Back with the stepper. That's a really good save.
Yeah, Brad thought it was for birdie. He was talking to other people on the other hole while I was throwing my first putt, but I'll take a par there. Feels like a birdie almost.
Yeah, whenever you kind of be aggressive like that and then you're still able to save the par, that's always a really good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Jake looking a bit disappointed.
For sure. I mean, 4 down through 8's not the worst start ever. It's gotta get in the right mental space now.
Whoa, what's that? Zach, I hit a lefty chicken wing.
Hole 9 is a par 5, hardest hole on the course for today. You want to throw a fairway driver, a mid-range to about here, then either a forehand or a turnover that keeps holding turn or fading out to right around this spot, and then a tricky upshot into this green, which has a nice left finish on it. It's pretty much, it's tucked, it's blind until you're about 75 feet away. Very hard hole, very good hole.
Yeah, interesting stat there. This was ranked as the hardest hole on the day.
Yeah, 18's been normally ranking as the hardest hole in the day, but this one takes the cake today, I guess.
1 stroke over par.
That is crazy.
Brad throwing this inside gap. That is ideal.
I would say so.
Jake throwing a tsunami. Just catching those trees that you want to go left or right of. Mm-hmm. What are you throwing here, Ryan?
Throwing a Z-Swirl Passion.
Going through that middle gap.
Yeah,
this needs to fade.
A little more than I wanted to, but it gives a nice kick to sit.
Yeah, that'll be in a fine spot.
Mm-hmm. Either a forehand or a backhand turn from there. Jake electing sidearm. He's been working on a sidearm, and it's looking pretty good right now. That's a good shot. Probably not in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it gets a little bit too much right at the end of the flight to have a great angle into the green, but still
fine.
Really good shot. Made a lot of good progress up the fairway.
Silas, awkward spot. He's going super high forehand. Really good shot.
He keeps throwing those really overstable discs. I think he's throwing a roller, but then they end up flexing out right into the middle.
Throwing that passion again. Don't get turned enough.
Ooh.
Huge tree. Almost hit your card over there.
Yeah, that...
Actually had to wait on you to putt for me to throw, so maybe we'll see that in a second. Brad from his amazing tee shot. Throws a turnover. and keeps his amazing hole going. That's a great spot to be right there.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Here's myself. Trying to get legal stance.
This looks like a tough spot.
Just trying to pitch out back to the middle pretty much.
And that you did?
Mm-hmm. Silas. Putter. Turnover here. I like that. It's still, he kind of got a little curl back left, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going for the basket here. Not enough ante at all. Looking back at it, I hate the play. I said it. But I'm on hole 10's fairway.
So it's probably decently open over there to get up and down?
It's tricky, but there is a line. Jake, forehand rogue.
Is he trying to bend that late around the corner?
I think he was just trying to make him not force an angle on the first shot, on the initial release. But turned it too much, I guess. Brad, perfect shot. It's a putt for birdie right there.
Yeah.
Silas.
Going with that MD5 again, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. This could be an up and down for par.
Beautiful shot.
Yes. It was actually my bot. It was actually my shot, but Jake went ahead and went because I was waiting on the next card on the next hole.
You guys, let me know here.
You want to see if it's legal?
Oh, where's your that's good enough. Okay, cool beans.
Cool beans, like he said, like a 5-year-old, like he is. He's going turnover zone. He's really displaying his forehand prowess on this hole right now.
That was a good shot.
You're not going to see me, but I throw a Spikeiser Nuke OS over.
Backhand?
Mm-hmm. You don't see me from there, but you'll see where it ends up. Got to just about 35 feet away, so stepper incoming.
Little right side there.
Yeah.
One of those 50-50 putts.
I feel like that should catch, but playing on these baskets, I kind of know that is not the correct miss I need to make. So, kind of on me there. Jake for par. Whoa.
Caught on his hand a little bit, it looked like
pulls
there.
it super right. Comebacker for bogey. Slide straight through. So that's going to be double for the Monn boys.
Man.
Whoa.
Bradley.
Brad snuck it in there. Great birdie, though. Yeah, that puts me down 4 with 9 holes left. And that's going to put Jake also down 4 with 9 holes left. Not impossible, but unlikely. And that'll do it for our front 9 final round here at Reckoning on the River.
Be sure to tune in to the back 9 to see who takes it down.
Mm-hmm. So after the front 9, we have myself at 18 under, Bradley at 21 under, Silas at 22 under, Jake also at 18 under. Let's see how the field's doing besides us. We're all still in the top 4 right now. Nathan Queen is the next best competitor, tied with Albert Tam at 14. So we still have a lead on them, so we can still kind of get kind of aggressive down the stretch. Thank you guys for watching this. Please tune into the back 9. My name is Ryan Monn. You can follow me on Instagram at RyanMonn_DG.14.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Edwardinho_disc_golf. That's a lot to type, so just go ahead and look in the description for that handle.
We'll see you guys on the back 9. Let's run it.